Hello, very good morning and welcome to Athavan newspaper highlights. Today, Tuesday, 14th of June 2016. This is Edward Udedas, Tavasagay Pillai with the highlights of today's English newspapers. As usual, we have two newspapers for the highlights, Daily Mirror, Daily News and Ceylon Today. Firstly, let's have a look on the Daily Mirror. The main headline of the Daily Mirror says, Supreme Court suspends Thilina's bail. Bail granted by Nugegoda magistrate on June 2 to a former Colombo additional magistrate Thilina Gamage for retaining an elephant without a valid license was suspended till June 21 by Colombo High Court yesterday. And the highlight says, Mahendran should continue as Central Bank Governor, Kerala. The reappointment of Arjuna Mahendran as the Governor of Central Bank after his term ends on June 30 this year will not be an issue as the Supreme Court has acquitted him of all charges, Leader of the House Laxman Kirela said yesterday. Government pillar says, can't make me silent. Pivithuru Hela Urumaya General Secretary MP Udaya Gamanpila was summoned by the Police Special Investigation Unit yesterday to record a statement over a complaint that he had used an allegedly fraudulent power of attorney to sell shares of an Australian company. And the highlight says, woman Paramo arrested for beating 2-year-old to death. A woman and her paramour who killed the former's 2-year-old son by beating with a broomstick and buried the body on a land near the latter's house were taken into custody by the Mahiyangane police yesterday. Yapa says, we too need FCID. The Financial Crimes Investigations Divisions should not be dissolved as the UPFA too had complaints to lodge against officials of the current government, UPFA MB Mahinda Yapa Abewardana said. Secondly, let's move to Daily News. The main headline of the Daily News says, Thilina Gamage matter, MC bail order suspended. State Council says magistrate issued illegal order. Gamage noticed to appear in court on June 21. And the highlight says, comprehensive strategy needed on transitional justice, Zaid. The United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights Zaid Rad Al Hussein yesterday said the government's effort to implement its commitment in Resolution 30/1 will require a comprehensive strategy on transitional justice that enables it to pursue different processes in a coordinated, integrated and appropriately sequenced manner. The highlight says, Northern fishermen hit on all fronts. Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Development Minister yesterday instructed Ministry Secretary to submit a list of names of officials who issued licenses to southern fishermen for fishing in the northern seas as it has already been suspended. IS claims responsibility for Orlando shooting. The Islamic State group on Monday claimed responsibility for the Orlando shooting that killed 50 people, saying in a radio bulletin that it was carried out by one of the soldiers of the Caliphate. Finally, let's move to Ceylon Today. The main headline says, Zaid calls for inclusive and meaningful engagement in Sri Lanka. The United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Zaid Rad Al Hussein, said there need to be inclusive and meaningful engagement of all Sri Lankans when implementing the resolution on Sri Lanka adopted by the UN Human Rights Council last year. And the highlight says, Ranjan to question Aluth Gamage's appointment. Member of the Committee on Public Enterprises Ranjan Ramanayaka, the Deputy Minister of Social Empowerment and Welfare, is preparing to question in Parliament the appointment of former Minister of Sports Mahindananda Aluth Gamage to COP. Cops turn Good Samaritans. Child born in police car on CKE. A baby was born inside a vehicle belonging to the Expressway Police Division on the Colombo-Katunayaka Expressway on 7 June. The baby boy was born to a couple residing in Chilo. The doctor had given the date of birth as 23 June, but the mother had experienced difficulties while on her way to a private hospital in Colombo to see her doctor on the 7th June. As a result, the vehicle had been driven at a maximum speed on the highway. Meanwhile, due to a tire bursting of the vehicle at the Peliagoda exit, the vehicle had been severely jolted. At that moment, a vehicle of an express police division had arrived, and the policemen, seeing the situation, had transferred the pregnant woman and her husband to a police car. Subsequent to that, in a few minutes, the child had been born. Later, the couple had their newborn had been taken to a private hospital in Colombo in the same police car. With that, let's come to the end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to Athavan newspaper highlights.